Hey guys, and welcome to game number 32 of my 100 game redemption series against the AI-powered Scrabble BestBot. We got a rather chaotic win in game number 31, but a win nonetheless, 9-22 now, still 13 games behind, but hoping we can tighten that to 12 today. I'm first, probably just FOU here, keeping AGE blank. No bingos on this rack. I don't believe at least. Foulage is not good. Just a couple too many vowels, and the F and the G don't go too well together, so this looks pretty reasonable. And will I bingo on my next turn? Maybe. I have autogeny through the O, if that stays open. I don't actually think I have any 7s, if I am not mistaken. But we'll see what the bot does. And the bot goes with aft, so not a huge shock there that autogeny got blocked. I don't think there's a 7. Assuming there's not, probably just Guy over here for 18, opening up some more space without being too reckless, keeping AEN blank. Just go through the alphabet here, but I don't think there's anything. L, maybe? No, Guy line doesn't quite work. M. Yeah, I just see autogeny as an 8. Feel pretty confident there's nothing here. Let's go with Guy. Now there's something. Yeah, there's alienage through this G, if that stays open. That's certainly ideal. I have one other option I see of Tanier, but I really don't want to do that if I don't have to. It's 59 only, and it puts an E in the most dangerous spot possible. So hoping I have alienage, or at least something a little bit safer than that. That being said, if that's my only playable bingo, I will do it. Alright, so at least I have Tanier now in a safer spot, either above the T or hooking Tegua. Probably hooking Tegua makes a little bit more sense. Alienage still would have been better, of course. It would have been more points, but here at least I can score 70 and not open a super scary triple-triple. Yeah, I think this looks good. Let's take out the Tegua hook in the long term. Now open the whole left-hand side of the board. We're going to go ahead and do it. Okay. Kind of a strange rack here. Almost Gagaku, G-A-G-A-K-U, if I had a U as well. Would be a nice way to shed some of these tiles. Kind of hard to get rid of the K and the G's together, so I'm probably going to need to make some sort of compromise here and keep something I'm not dying to keep. Maybe Aggie? Keeping AK? It's not terrible. The K is not a horrible tile. I mean, it's just not a good bingo tile, but it's a decent scoring tile. So Aggie over here is certainly not the worst thing to do. Nah for 10. Huh. Okay. How do I react to that? Well, the bot is definitely close to a bingo. So that makes me want to try to play a little bit of defense, but it's not that easy to do. Because the bot, if it has an R, it can play with 4, it can play next to it can play above the T. It's kind of hard to stop it from bingoing if it's going to bingo. Aggie might just be best anyway. I mean, it's not that easy to bingo from a G on a double-double. I float an A, which is not ideal. I also figure the bot's kind of consonant heavy after Na, so floating an A is not great. I just don't have any other great options. Like, Giga also floats an I, so that doesn't really make any more sense than floating an A. I can't do anything there that doesn't float a vowel. I mean, I'm not going to start... You know, it's too early to start making huge equity sacrifices and doing stuff like... I don't even know. I mean, this doesn't even work because of Oka and Ska. Like, I don't know what I'd even do that's defensive. Gat? I'm not going to do that. Come on. It's way too early. I can't be sacrificing that much equity. So I think Aggie seems as good as anything here. Let's go ahead and do it. And at least with the K, hopefully if the bot does bingo, I'll be able to get some decent counter scoring. Interesting. So a lot of consonants, 5 of them on a 5-tile draw, but some decent synergy here. I get the S, so not too bad. Probably try to play like Bark or K-Bar. Actually, K-Bar here looks solid. for 32. Not a word that comes up too often. It's kind of tricky to see. Also plays with baggy for 30. So 2 reasonable choices there, one of which is almost certain to stay open, barring some sort of crazy overlap from the bot. But we'll see if the bot opens something else. Another option is nap, which scores 28. Keeps another constant, but does set up a very nice S-hook for myself. Okay, zig for the bot. I feel like the bot is likely enough to have an S2 after a play like nah, that I'm not really keen on playing nap. I'd rather play a little more defensively with K-bar. Or do I play embark? Or embark, actually. Yeah, probably embark. Well, maybe. I mean, PS versus MPS is not, like, that much better. I mean, MPS is good for scoring. Or embark for 30. This is, I don't think this is better. I mean, the B is better, or the B is worse than the P. You do have the B for baggy, though, which is nice. Yeah, I mean, K-bar does at least take out the floating A. This is close. Huh. Yeah, I mean, SMP does have some good scoring potential. I save imp and stuff for my next turn. Yeah, taking out that A does have some merit. Like, if the bot bingos to the left of the AR, then I should get a lot of counterplay, so I'm actually not too upset about that. This is a tough one. I think MP go well enough together that I'm going to play this. Could come back to bite me. Well, I guess I should have played embark since I got another M, which isn't the most useful. But whatever I did, the bot was going to bingo. It comes down with handler, so basically an even game now. All good. Don't think I'm going to have a bingo with my 2 M's and my P here, most likely. So maybe just M it? It's 27 points, keeps EIPS. That seems pretty good. Also, let's watch out because this takes a C. Chandler is good, and I don't have that. There are 2 still unseen, though. I don't really think it makes sense for me to block. I don't know, does it? I mean, it's not a crazy idea. This also gives back some scoring, though. Yeah, with 2 C's, it's definitely a risk. I also like kind of keeping the board a little more open there. I have a pretty good leave. If I play Emmett and the bot just drew 7, so it's a little bit less likely than average to have a good rack. So just because of that, I'm thinking more towards Emmett here. I would rather favor an open board, just given, like I said, I have a decent rack and I have no idea what the bot has. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Yeah, I might end up regretting it if the bot has a C for Chandler, but it's still not that likely. And even if it does, it's not that likely to have like a huge play. It might score 40, but that I can definitely withstand. It's not likely to have like a 90-point bingo with Chandler. Okay, deprives through that E and Emmett. So that decision looks likely to pay off. Pretty unlikely the bot plays through this E unless it has a bingo there. I mean, it'll be scoring absolutely nothing. Yeah, so deprives, assuming that's my only bingo, which it feels like it is. A doesn't give me anything. Yeah, vapid. Okay. Still no C. And now that I have a lead, I might want to try to block that a little bit. Because also the, wow, down bow. Not a word you see very often. I could block, or I could also just score a ton with Saxony. That's 48 points. Wow, I have Saxony here for 49, too. I have Saxony here for 48, which does partially block Chandler. I feel like the S is also useful for down bows, though. That's such a nice play by the bots, scoring well, turning over, and getting rid of all that garbage. Yeah, like, I think I just keep scoring and play Saxony, and the S is just too useful to get rid of. Like, even if the bot hits Chandler for a bit, I'm up 80 after this. I have OS. I'm in very good shape. Like, I think I can't afford to take my foot off the gas, because whatever I do, there's still openings. I mean, like, let's say I play Saxony here, right, to try to block Chandler. This is the most defensive option. Well, okay, the bot can still bingo with down bows for, like, over 80. It could still hit, I mean, there's a Q. It could hit Coquette for, like, 100. It could hit, I mean, even Cavort is, like, 60 and could get the bot back into the game without a bingo. Like, I just have to accept, I think, that that spot exists and that the board will continue to stay open. Like, usually, guys, in these kind of positions, when there's multiple big spots and you can't really address both and you don't have a great lead, you're better off just continuing to score and ride the equity train as much as possible and force the bot to outdraw you or hit something big. Like, you can't let the bot feel like it's coming back. You have to just, like I said before, keep the foot on the gas and continue to pad your lead. And just kind of hope, even if the bot hits something, that you'll have enough of a lead to outrun it. Because what's going to happen is if I sacrifice to try to block, the bot's often going to hit the other spot and just beat me anyway, and I just won't have enough of a lead to hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Okay. So probably now... Whoa! I was going to play Vised there. It's obviously not a possibility anymore. I mean, I think I gotta do something through this L, though. I mean, like, in this case, I think going through the L is also just my best equity play. And this is also a really scary spot. And I do kind of block, partially at least, block Chandler plays, too. I mean, Volted? What am I going to actually do there? I kind of want to keep my E and get rid of my I, but that's hard to... Oh, Volti. That's probably the play. Yeah, EDS is just so much better than IS drawing into this pool. Also overlaps Saxony pretty well with DE plays here. Yeah, this looks solid. Unless I'm just missing something here. Don't think there's a bingo, though. Voidist is not good. It doesn't make any 7s. There's no 8s. I mean, I could also, you know, though, Salt is a lot. I might want to do this. It's 15 more points than Volti, and there's still 2 S's left. This is close. This is actually very close, huh? I mean, IT is significantly worse than ED, though, on this board. Like, keeping that E to go to the right of Saxony is really good. I go up over 100 with this play. This is tough. I mean, the S still has some value to keep in case the bot tries to make a setup. Even though there aren't any huge hooks on the board. Na doesn't take an S, and now down bows is blocked. Yeah, this is a tough one. With 4 eyes left, I really don't like this leave. EDS is just so much better. Like, in every way possible. 15 is also a lot of points. And I like points. Like I said, I don't like taking my foot off the gas. Yeah, I feel like I'm right on the fence here. Like, if this were 12 more, I wouldn't do it. If it were 18 more, I would definitely do it. 15 is, like... Equity-wise, it's probably better, but... Just EDS with this pool and then this board with the Saxony overlaps just feels a lot better. E's are getting pretty scarce. Tough one. This also, like, still allows some more stuff to fit with Chandler, like ending in the S, potentially. I mean, either way, Chandler's still a threat. But Volti does block it slightly more. I feel like keeping a good rack is important here. I'm going to play Volti. I might regret it. Well, now I definitely don't regret it, because I don't have a... Well, actually, I do have a bingo here, because I do have Idolizer, so now I definitely don't regret it. And the thing is, even though I didn't see Idolizer at first, I was like, well, if I had played Solved, I would have had 3 eyes. And see, I mean, that's why, guys, like, you do need to really pay attention to the pool, and sometimes be willing to sacrifice to keep a good leave. But alright, let's be careful here, though, because I don't know if I can play my Q And yeah, this is not. This requires some care here. Hold on. Okay, so transact is in the pool. So, all right. Well, first question: can I play the Q? If I can't, this could actually be a little dicey. Came down really fast for the bot, interestingly. I mean, I don't think I can play the Q. I can certainly withstand a Q stick. I'm up enough for that. So that's not my concern. My concern is the bot bingo's out. Alright, let's go through the pool. A should be nothing. Yeah, transect doesn't fit. C, ratans, tartans, tantras. None fit on the right. Nothing through the H. Or through the E. Okay, so C is safe. N, T-carts castrate. Attracts are... I don't think... There's a 7, AACRSTT? That doesn't look familiar. Okay. R, it could bingo out with transact through the R and idolizer. Cast a net, not going to fit. I don't think there's a 7 either. S, reactant, not going to fit. Transact, not going to fit. No 7, we're safe. And T. Still no 7. Arctans is not a word. It's a plural of a trig function, but not in the Scrabble dictionary. Cadarian's not going to fit. Alright, so I think transact is the only bingo that's being threatened, and it doesn't score a lot of points. I'm not even sure it's best to block. Like, how do I effectively block that? I mean, rep, this gives back so many points. Like, I think... And I could also give back reactants. Like, it's really hard to block without giving something else back. So I think I just leave it open and make sure that whatever I do... Like, honestly, I mean, this I think is fine. Like, I'm basically positive that the bot can't bingo on the right. If I'm wrong about that, I might lose, but I mean, I'm going to get Q stuck, most likely. So playing one tile just to keep as much I can in my rack makes sense. Don't let the bot get that many points with its S. I mean, let me just make sure transact does not win. It won't, though, because it's only like 60-something. 5, 8, 9, 12, 64. Puts the bot at 352. It's going to get 36, 388. Yeah, I'll win. I'll win easily. Alright. I feel pretty good about this. Okay, yeah, Tantras. It's not going to play. Like I said. This is why, guys, it's so important to not only be good at finding words, but also to be confident that you're not missing things. Like, say, I need to be able to look at this and know I'm not missing something, say, from the E and idolizer. Things like that, it's important. Or just to be confident that ratans, tantras, tartans are the only sevens. And that nothing starting with an A would fit. Like, I guess if the bot could start with an A on the right, it might win. It might not, though. It would be close. 79, 367. Oh, it actually would win by 1. Yeah, so you do really need to be sure. Because if the bot bingoed on the right, next to Saxony, hypothetically, then it would actually win by 1, if my math is correct. So, interesting. But yeah, I was totally fine there with my decision. Assuming I didn't miss a 7. That played on the right, but I don't think so. The bot's going to do its due diligence here to think, and probably try to find a complicated endgame that's best here that Q-sticks me. Again, I can withstand a Q-stick here. I'm up 118 points. We have seen some games where someone's down like 100 and comes back if their opponent's Q-stuck. This is not one of those for several reasons. Number one, I have tiles other than the Q. That's going to allow me to block setups that my opponent might have and also just score as I'm unloading those tiles. Number two, my opponent isn't going to really try to set anything up because they have only one-pointers. They can't score. There was a video I put out maybe a month or two ago about a game between Joey Kravchik and Ori Swift, where Joey bingoed with one in the bag and drew, I think it was a V, and got stuck with it, and Ori was able to set up his Z for a 70-point play and win by 1. from a 100+ point deficit. This is just not that kind of situation. The bot, in fact, is going to just try to go out in 2 with a tar, keeping NS, figuring that since I have so many tiles, it might as well try to minimize the number I get to play off. So, alright, what am I going to do here? Still Q stuck. The bot is... I mean, I guess the bot might not necessarily go out with NS. But I probably want to try to get rid of several of these tiles. It's not even that easy for me to do. P? Epic? Yeah, I mean, I guess if I play Epic, then the bot has to go out. Unless, oh, I guess I could play, like, in, because it has to either go out or block my Q spot. Huh. So, yeah, I mean, Epic is 14, P is 16. Or maybe Cepic. Yeah, this is... Do I not have anything from this Pierces, Piecers, Precise, Creepies? No. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, guys. I'd also play, like, Pike. Force the bot to go out. Or play SI. Yeah, I mean, because after Epic, I guess I can try to do a little math. Like, it's an interesting exercise. So, like, what's the net after Epic? So, Epic is 14. Surely the bot will play in. Or, I mean, does it just go out? I'm not even sure. I think it plays in, because then it has an unblockable Epics. So I have 2 minutes. So 14, minus 3 is plus 11 with in. ER, I'm getting, I guess, Rec. Am I getting more than 10 for ER? Probably not. I don't think so. So plus 10 is plus 21. Bot goes out for 18. That's plus 3, and it gets 20 is plus 17 for me. Minus 17, excuse me, plus 17 for the bot. If I play Epic. If I play P, the bot probably just goes out, I would imagine. Because it doesn't have any huge S plays here. Yeah, the bot probably just goes out, and where? Not for a whole lot. Probably Sand and none on the top right. So, plus 16, 8 for the bot, plus 8. Bot gets 32. So, alright, that's minus 24 for me. That's worse than Epic. And then, how about Cepic? Now, does the bot just go out? It probably just goes out. Right? Because I don't think playing in is worth it. I mean, it can't get that much more for its S than NS, and I get to get rid of 2 more tiles. So yeah, I think it goes out. So it's 12. And then 9. It's plus 3. And then the bot gets 24. No, I think Epic is still better. Because then I get 2 plays. Yeah, interesting. And if the bot goes out after this, it's just better for me anyway than Cepic. Alright. Epic it is. Oh, I missed ins. Oh, okay. So maybe Cepic was better than to block ins. Huh. Alright. Well, thankfully it didn't really matter other than a few spread points. 423-45, we still get the win. Yeah, interesting game here. I was definitely in command most of the way, but the bot made it really interesting with plays like Handler and Downvote, creating a lot of chaos. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, this looks good. Well, bot also had a blank. Interesting start. Fuse. Yeah, aft makes a lot of sense here. You know, your opponent played short. This gives back a ton with Fuse and Fused and stuff. This looks good. Keep it tight. You've got Z blank. If your opponent opens, you can often score or even counter bingo. Fortunately for me, the bot drew a U and didn't have much. The bot really holding on to its Z. I would have actually probably played G's here because it's now 18 more points. That's a lot. You're not really opening a ton. G's doesn't take it back E. And at some point, like, you do want to bingo. IZE blank, like, yeah, if you bingo, it'll score a lot, but you're still less likely to bingo, probably. It's 18 immediately to give up. I would have played G's. But Tegu does still have some merit. Yeah, if the bot had played G's, I would have been forced to play Tainier for 59, most likely. And like, this is why I don't really like keeping EIZ, right? Like, if the bot had kept ITU, then it would have played hunting or something, right? Like, I don't know. I don't think this is... yeah, the bot... Wow. The bot is so attached to the Z. I don't like this. I would have... I mean, honestly, I would have probably done this. I mean, there are 4 S's left, so it's a bit of a risk. Or... Oh, that's a little crazy. I mean, yeah, I get not keeping HIN in blank. But, like... You're really going all in on this Z. It's interesting how much the bot likes this leave. I mean, I get the concept. Like, if you do bingo, you're going to score a lot. But the Z, at the end of the day, is just not that easy a tile to bingo with. I don't know. I don't love this from the bot. Like, see, even here, like, now it finally that's the problem. Like, the bot had the Z for, like, 4 turns. And when you're playing with the blank, you don't really want to keep it for super long. You want to try to bingo with it and then move on from there, generally. Because you're kind of playing Scrabble with 6 tiles while you have the blank. If you can't bingo, since you're not going to want to get rid of the blank unless you bingo most often. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love this approach by the bot. I would have definitely... I see Aft, because that is so much better defensively. I would have definitely played G's, and I would have certainly played Nazi or something other than Not. Yeah, I don't love this from the bot, but okay. Yeah, K-Bar or Embark, both of these are playable. I like the synergy of MPS for scoring. I still figured the bot was fairly close to bingoing after some of his earlier plays. And I figured after this, you know, the bot's... If it doesn't have something from the G, now it's probably got a bingo on the left of K-Bar or to the left of UT in a lot of cases, and that'll give me a lot of counterplay. MPS is great for scoring. It could easily turn into a bingo, too. I think this is fine. Bot plays Handler. And, yeah, interesting, by the way, the bot could have played Hernial for just 2 less, not giving back the Chandler hook. But the bot decides it wants to create that hook. Makes sense. I mean, it's an even game. You know, I just turned over 4. The bot's turning over 7. Bot probably is at least as likely to beat me to the hook, so I think it's reasonable, and it could also cause me, if I don't have the C, to try to sacrifice a lot to block. I decided not to do this here with something like Mem, which I think is reasonable, keeping the board more open, have a good rack. And yeah, like as I said during the game, I figured I'm probably going to have a better rack on average than the bot, because it just drew 7, and that indeed is borne out here. The bot, not with a horrible rack, but certainly not with a good rack. Jetto seems fine. Jet is a few more, but Jetto gives you more chances at the S's or a C for Chandler. I think this is fine. Deprives only bingo. Yeah, down bow, a great play here. There's just nothing else to even consider. 34 points, blow up the rack, turn over more tiles, love it. Yeah, here again, Saxony, I think is just forced. I mean, yeah, this is not a good play. This is, yeah, I think you gotta just take the points here. Like I said, just keep running away with it. Wow, the bot had Cellule and it didn't play. That's crazy. I mean, it's a terrible rack if you can't play Cellule. The bot didn't want to just play loose, which I understand. Like, it just feels like you want to cash in for more than that. When you do that, you're still down 50, keeping ELL, which is not so good. It's a tough position. So yeah, the bot just throwing all caution to the wind here with L. It's interesting to see how, like, the bot tends to either just really commit to defense or really commit to offense. Like, it just either wants to lock down the board and wall you in, or it's like, alright, I'm in trouble, I just need to blow it open, and I'm going to commit to that. And that's what it did here. I mean, this actually does make some sense, because you're in a bad position after loose. After L, I'm very often going to block this L, and then the bot will be able to hit Chandler for maybe a big score or bingo. I think it's reasonable. Yeah, I have to block the L here. Solved, I saw. I guess I didn't think about Vold. Definitely Volti's better than Vold, though. I mean, as we saw, for 3 points, EDS with 4 Eisenstein and the Saxony spot is just a way better leave. Certainly, Solved would have worked out a lot worse than Volti. It's a bit better on equity just because it's 15 more points. I'm totally fine with this decision, though. Keeping the S is always nice. And DE is just so much better than IT on this board and with this pool. Docile instead of Lucid. It's interesting. I mean, the E and the O are nice to keep for playing next to Saxony. So I could see Lucid. I guess there's a Q left, so you maybe want to keep the U for that, potentially? I could see that, because maybe the bot figures if it draws the Q, it could hit, like, Equine for 50 and then maybe beat me without a bingo. Also more turnover for the S's, which aren't actually that useful, though, on this board. I don't know. I think I would have played Lucid. I mean, the pool is constant heavy. EO just feels a little better for bingoing. I think the bot in all likelihood is still going to need a bingo. Like, I don't think you should be playing Q insurance here when you're in a bad position. When it's like you probably are just screwed either way if you get the Q. I would have played Lucid, but it's not a huge difference. I mean, there are 3 E's left. I could see Docile too. But in any case, that's what the bot did. Idolizer comes down on... Yeah, makes sense. I mean, there are probably some situations... Yeah, like if the bot draws Arpents or something, and I have the Q, I could be in a dicey situation. So it seems reasonable. Yeah, I think here I just need to not do anything crazy, and I should win. I checked, there are no 7s that play on the right, so yeah, this is totally safe. Transact, like I said, will lose by like 15 or 20. And then we don't need to go through the technicalities of this endgame. Oh yeah, maybe I just play Recipe here. Yeah, that's probably better, actually. Just play Recipe. I wasn't even looking from that R for some reason. Yeah, and then I probably just forced the bot to go out again, because it otherwise has to sacrifice to block QI. Yeah, just Recipe. Not the cleanest endgame, but that's alright. Good win, 423-45. Happy with how I played this one overall. I mean, yeah, no clear mistakes, not counting the endgame, which didn't really matter. Some tough turns. Emmett was interesting. Volti was definitely interesting. So some questionable plays, K-Bar as well, but I had good reasons, I think, for all of them. They paid off, so really satisfied with this one. Another big win. We won both games this week. I think that's the first time in my Redemption series I've actually won both games in a week. So let's go. That's good. Get some momentum. We're still 10-22, so a lot of work that still needs to be done, but hey, you got to start somewhere. 2 wins in a week is a very good start, so hopefully we can continue our momentum into next week with Game 33 and continue winning some games. So we'll see about that. Thanks, as always, for watching, guys. Really appreciate all your support and sticking with this series. Thank you so much. I will see you all soon for the next video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.